Afternoon, actually. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is International Master Benny Chang, and we're doing another 3-minute commentary today with Danya and Erebuni. Danya is Dale Naroditsky. I think he's almost a GM now. His rating is actually fairly high, it's almost 2,500. And Erebuni is Simonian Herrera. Okay, I think he's Armenian. I think it's Armenian. Is it? You can see the flag. Yeah, Armenia. Okay. Yeah, so now that we've had that out of the way, so this opening is, I'm not sure what this opening is called, but it seems to be a pawn sack by white here. I usually don't see this kind of stuff happen too often just because, I mean, this is very not normal with c6 and queen b6 coming. I mean, usually you don't really expect black to go for this pawn here because it's usually kind of poisoned, but here I think he can just take it. I'm not sure. I think that white's going to have some compensation just based on his more developments and rapid piece development, pretty much. So he's going to try to pretty much break open the center. Eventually, if knight 6 comes, he's going to play e5, which he probably will do. Yeah, so knight 6 e5, I'm assuming. Or, yeah, e5. So the point is knight d5, he can just take on d5, because then he's going to have to take back. Or he can take on e5. Okay, so he can take on e5. So I'm not sure what's going on. I thought that this was not legal, but apparently this is very legal. I'm not sure how this is legal, but yeah, I guess it's legal. So bishop g5, he's probably gonna have to castle. This is actually very dangerous for black here because if he decides to take on e5, this kind of knight takes e5, no, bishop takes e5, rook e1 is gonna, or something happens here. Okay, so he decides to take on e5 and bishop takes e5. So if rook e1, bishop takes c3, or rook e1, queen takes e3. I'm not sure which one is better, but I think that black's gonna be in a world of hurt fairly soon if there's a tactic here. Yeah, so rook e1, he's just pretty much gonna sack this knight because this is gonna be some tremendous tactical variations here. So he just castles. This is the best move he could have done by far. Just because if he doesn't castle, he's kind of screwed. So yeah, bishop takes e7, bishop takes c3. That should be okay for black, it seems. So maybe rook b3 has to be played here just to defend that, or rook e3. Yeah, so you got to defend the knight on c3. So now you can take on e7. I'm not sure, but maybe rook b3 is better because I really want to not block this bishop and queen off because now you can go bishop takes h2 if you want, which I believe is the best move. Yeah, there you go, bishop 6 h2, he just takes out this bishop. So black is actually up 3 pawns for nothing, and white really has to find some kind of tactical solution here, and queen d4 probably doesn't help because he can just play c5. And if he decides to trade queens, well, he's just going to let him trade queens. For example, if he plays like queen e4, knight c6, bishop d5, he'll just let him trade everything. And there we go, so he decides to trade everything. Queen takes... Okay, so queen d5, I would say queen takes d5 is the best move. But if he decides to play queen h4, now king g1, and then bishop e6, queen takes b7, queen takes b7. I'm not sure what's going on because I don't think that he had to do this. He could have gone like knight c6 if you want to just act this pawn. Because honestly, it doesn't really matter too much what pieces he sacked here because he's up 3 pawns. He should have just sacked one of his pawns back. I don't know why he decided to sack the exchange. I think just missed the fact that this knight was a hang at the end of the variation, or the queen wasn't trapped, which it's kind of bad to miss that, but whatever. It's okay. So knight b4, and now if you look at the material count, white actually got back his material. He's now up in exchange, and he got 2 pawns for it. So now he's on down exchange. Now black is only down exchange for 1 pawn. So yeah, so black is not doing very well here, and this is the problem with Blitz chess, is that sometimes you do make a lot of mistakes, and it's hard to really, do anything about it. As you can see, black just lost another pawn, so quickly it's going downhill, and as we see, it's not going to turn out to be very good for black soon. So knight e6, rook d7, rook b2 probably, h4. So black's going to try to get some counterplay on the king side. That's really his only option right now. If he doesn't do anything, this pawn is just going to promote, and that's not going to be good. So knight d4, I'm not sure about this. Knight d5 is a good move. Pretty much he's going to knight c2. Yeah, so this is going to be a pin. After knight a3, knight b6, bishop b3. Okay, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe knight b6 here, knight b6, because he really wants black just to play c4, because then you can put knight b6 and knight 6 c4. But this pawn on a5 is not, is kind of hanging. So yeah, this is a very, very flawed game. And as you can see, actually, I think that white's probably going to flag pretty soon with this 10 seconds left, and black has 30 seconds left. So he's definitely going to flag pretty soon. Rook b5, rook takes a3, rook takes b6, check, or go here. Yeah, so you got this pawn. So yeah, black's doing good now. So as you can see, this is kind of fun. It's fun to watch, but it's not really fun to play for these players because it's so like stressful, just like having to go for time every single game. This happens with Blitz chess. So pretty much Danya is up like a lot of time here, and he's just pre-moving back, king back, king back. So pretty much black has figured out a way to, take some time off, which he does very well. Here, check, check here, and king u7, and this should be a flag. Rook e5, rook, yeah, whatever. So that is a flag. Okay, so that is the flag. So we're gonna do another game, I guess. Okay, so I guess we're gonna do another game. So I'm gonna do 2 games of Danya and Erebuni to see how they're doing. So as we can see, they've actually been playing quite a few series. They've played 3 games, so it's not that many. And Danya's up 2 games to 0 with 1 draw. So let's do another game. So this is a Slav variation, and actually is one of my favorite lines, the a6 line. e5, bg4, this is very normal so far. So this position is very, very solid for black, especially now that he's exchanged off his light square bishop. As you can see, all his pawns are on light squares, so I mean, this is really, really solid for black. There's not much that white can do about other than go for this stuff, which is kind of looks very sketchy, but it might work out. So queen c7 takes d6, takes d6. Okay. So now that we have all those preliminary changes out of the way, so we can see black has a knight pair and white has a bishop pair. And he also has a better pawn structure because this pawn a6 is probably going to be weak in the future. Depends on how white plays this, but I would say that probably going to play queen d3 sometime soon, just play c5, just going for this tactical trick. This h4, h5 idea, I'm not sure too much if it's good, because, okay. Yeah, I was going to say, he's going to have to tactically change for this, because now g5 is going to be really annoying, but he did tactically change for it, so, that's pretty good, I guess. Yeah, queen h2, and... Alright, so I'm not sure why he tactically changed for that. I think he could have just gone for the queen side here, because, that would have been fine, but instead he goes for this kind of stuff, which I'm not too sure how relevant or powerful this is. Just because there's no really big point of doing this. Take on c4, b4, just keeping the queen side pawn majority, and making sure that you got a pass pawn whenever you want to. I would say. I don't really see what other move he has here. I mean, I'm not sure what he's thinking about here. Maybe like c6, maybe. But besides that, I don't really understand why he's still thinking. Let me see if he's still lagging here. No, still not lagging. All right, so okay, so bishop e5. So rook b5, and yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on here. I don't know why he decides to play bishop e5 when he can just play b4 and have a very strong pawn center here. Bishop f4, queen takes c5. I honestly don't know what's going on. Why it doesn't take on c5? Oh, there you go. It takes on c5. So bishop b2, bishop e2. With this pin, but then you just actually doesn't have to do anything. What the? Okay, yeah. So bishop e2, queen c3, attacking his rook, making sure this pin doesn't work. So white is pretty much done again. So his exchange stack looked very promising, I would say, but it really hasn't done much. Oh, he rook c1. Okay, so I guess now he gets some material back, which is kind of cool. I guess take 6, king h2. So now we have the 2 rooks versus the queen. So this is what Blitz chess does, ladies and gentlemen. People really blunder a lot and they decide to just sack pieces out of nowhere, which is very strange, but it does happen. And especially with 3 minutes chess, it's less time than 5 minutes, so people make more mistakes than usual, which is one key reason why I don't like playing Blitz 3-minute chess too often, just because I'll probably get flagged if we play like a really long series. Oh yeah, so back to the game. So now bishop e2, and this rook is probably going to have to go to c5, I would say. But then takes an a5. a6, I mean. But if he goes rook a5, he's probably just going to go queen check and bishop d3, which is also very scary. Not too sure what's going on. So he pretty much has to sack it just because he has to defend queen b8 with rook c8. But I would say white should just take on a6 because this move actually doesn't do anything. You can just go rook c8. If I was black, I can just play a5 here or something, or just like rook b8, rook c3. Yeah. So this move doesn't really do anything. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. He should just take on a6, defending this this square too. Of course, it's a lot easier for me to commentate than play. It's a lot simpler for me to just say what they're doing wrong, but it's a whole different story when you're actually playing the game. Hence why I like to just watch and commentate rather than play and commentate. So, to show what's going on here. So he has a queen and he has 2 rooks. And I think they trade out minor pieces. I don't think that's a good idea for whites, because I think that he really needs that minor piece. Because now there's really nothing protecting his king. And before there's bishop d3 or e2, but now, yeah, this is not going to go pretty well, I think. King here, king f4, king f3. Oh, I see, he's just defending this guy. That's kind of cute. Okay, so he's going to keep checking him. I'm not sure if he's going to go for a draw here. I would, I guess he has to, because, or not, because I thought he only 18 seconds. Everybody's kind of slow. Danya still definitely has the advantage just because of the time difference, and he has a queen, and he just pretty much spent like 10 seconds thinking about that move, which is kind of silly. So pretty much what white has to do is protect this pawn and flag. So how is he going to do this? Let's see. So they take check, rook checks, queen back. Yep, there you go. And so I'm going to just see how Danya flags here. He should be able to flag this pretty easily, just because the rook cannot do anything at this moment. He needs to trade the rook and queens out, but he has 18 seconds. That's a lot of time, especially against like 6. So he's up 10 seconds here, and all he has to do is avoid getting made and take his rook. There you go. He got his rook. So he got 1 pair of rooks, and now everybody is lost just because the time difference. It's impossible to do anything. He got some time back, but unfortunately, he's been moving too slow to really make a difference. Even 2 seconds left is not going to be enough, and as we can see, it's going to be flag, and I'm going to be closing the broadcast as soon as they start another game. So, okay, so yeah, that was it. That was enough flag. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.